It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Okay, basketball fans, with me, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, I'm Ernie Johnson. You're watching 2K Sports, but you know that already. Tonight, we'll be watching the Houston Rockets playing against the Oklahoma City Thunder. Last game for the Thunder, they picked up the W against the Timberwolves at Target Center. That game was a real shootout. They'd like to keep their scoring up, but get a few more stops, too. In tonight's game, Carmelo Anthony, one of the top scorers in the history of the NBA.
History?
Yeah.
Wow, that's right. That's right.
Deep into his 30s now. Mm-hmm. And for him, Kenny, it's become about trying to win an NBA title.
Yeah, because he's got the gold medals, he's got the double-digit All-Star appearances, and a scoring title. But what he has not attained is the ultimate goal of getting the ring.
You know, he's put up some Hall of Fame numbers, and at this point, he just wants to win.
I agree.
Yeah. And what are his chances?
Doesn't matter because they'll never surpass us. We have 6 rings up here, Ernie.
Wow.
4, 2, and 0. That's 6.
You have such a great way of putting things.
You didn't have to call Ernest out.
I didn't call him out. I just said we as a team have 6 rings.
That's true.
Yeah, you don't have to. You don't have to say 4, 2, and 0.
Okay.
You just say we have 6 rings up here at this desk.
We have
Got
6
it.
rings.
6 rings at this
2
desk.
over here,
4 over there.
0. But it makes 6.
We're still champions, Ernie.
We're
My
still
self-esteem is taking a beating today.
That's all right.
We used to
Taking
get
a beating.
We used to get Emmys until
Taking a beating.
But Emmys.
No,
Emmys counts as rings.
We used to get a lot of Emmys until.
Oh, let's let it go.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you later.
We're live from Houston, where the crowd is on their feet. Welcome to a special presentation of the NBA on Christmas Day here on 2K Sports. We want to wish each and every one of you a Merry Christmas. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by the talented analyst tandem of Greg Anthony and Chris Webber. David Aldridge is on our sideline. This road trip for the Thunder kicking things off here in this one. These are the games that challenge you. Guys, they will have their work certainly cut out for them, but they believe they can come away with a win.
And it's in your DNA. You come up against a natural rival, you're going to be a little bit salty.
Yeah, some of the fellas will say, this is just like any other game, but the truth is, nah, it isn't.
And let's go straight over to David Aldridge for a report before the tip-off. Hey, Dave.
Well, guys, Paul George has made a reputation as a dynamic two-way player. He said you can dominate a game in so many ways. That's always been my mindset. I just go out there and ball. Kevin, back to you.
Well, you love that versatility, D.A. Thank you. Chris, looking at the year so far, teams that made big changes in the offseason starting to develop now some chemistry.
Well, it takes some time, especially if the acquisitions are on the younger side. And this is where great coaching can make all the difference. This is where a great basketball culture in the locker room can make all the difference. It's all about, we say chemistry, chemistry, chemistry. What does that mean? It means trust. It takes time to build trust. It takes time to understand your players and what they like, where to get them the ball, what makes them better. And once you get to that point, it's a liberating feeling because now you feel like, okay, guys, we've gotten through the murky waters. Now we can have some fun. We know who we are. Right. We have an identity. Let's go out and be us.
Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting 5 on the floor. So the Thunder 5 right now. The forwards, George and Grant. And there's Nerlens Noel. Then there's Russell Westbrook. And it's Abrinas in at the 2. Now here's Paul. The 3 from Harden. That shot, no good. In the corner, George with it. No good with the triple. Harden surveying the D. And he overshot that one, missing. About 1 minute into the first quarter. Grant outside. Westbrook against Paul. It's rebounded by Houston. Their last game, a win against San Antonio, looking to carry that into this one.
And once they established that flow offensively, really never got any resistance from the D.
And I feel like the defense was one step behind all night. I mean, they never made the adjustments to string together a few stops.
First points of the night, and here we go.
He's showing his initiative, trying to put his imprint on the game right out the gate.
Now here's Harden. Defense is right there. Kicks it out to Paul. Houston moving the ball around. Shot clock at 3. Here's Anthony. No good that time. George with the defensive effort.
Not getting anything to fall here early. 4 straight misses to start the game.
Pass to Westbrook. Down low. And it's Noel missing.
A highlight reel play all the way, just can't connect.
Well, a good attempt to try to finish that alley-oop still should have went for something better than that, though.
And it's the Thunder with the ball. James Harden missing on the 3. Poked away. Noel finds George. Releases. Nice fake there to create the shot, but it's no good. To the inside, and Chris throws it down.
And how about the communication between teammates on that alley-oop?
And that's what you need to pull that thing off. And that Unleash Chaos replay presented by Under Armour. Hover Havoc, giving us a chance to relive that exciting play. Now, here's Grant. 8 points his last outing. He gets that one. Here's Paul. They trail by 3. Harden outside. Here's the 3. He's off on that one.
You got to give him credit for his confidence. I mean, he hasn't hit a single shot this quarter, but he still keeps firing.
Ball against Westbrook. Shot clock at 6. Takes a shot at the elbow. James Harden with the rebound.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
Lets the 3 fly. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. And it's all knotted up.
It took him a while, but he finally gets one to fall.
And George kicks to Grant. To the left wing. Here's Abrinas. 17 points for him last game against Minnesota. Good work there as it goes. Abrinas has got 5 points so far. For Houston, they've gone just 2 of 8 shooting so far, just 25%. The Thunder went into free agency with a lot of question marks, but ended having a big summer.
Able to retain Paul George, and that was the first and largest key. Getting a player like Noel for cheap was also a big help for this group. The Thunder were at a fork in the road last season, but this team now as dangerous as ever.
Here's Chris, following the score by Oklahoma City. Outside Westbrook. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Well, you think back to a time when people wondered if Westbrook was too aggressive playing with KD. They said Russ was taking too many shots. No questions anymore. Westbrook is the man in OKC.
And the first one at the line is good. And for Westbrook, winning the MVP and averaging a triple-double for an entire season. Greg, how much does he have left to prove?
Well, it's all about winning. We know Russ can take over a game. We know he can make his teammates better. How much better and how far they get in the playoffs, that's the real question.
And Russell Westbrook drops them both. Rockets trail by 4. Here's Paul. That shot no good.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
And Westbrook throws it down hard.
And you know Westbrook has an outstanding vertical. Once he gets to the launching pad, rim, beware.
Now here's Harden. Turned in an outstanding game against San Antonio. It's good. Harden's got 5 now.
Nice bucket. There's no question about his skills at the offensive end.
Westbrook kicks to Abrinas. And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen. With the All-Star game almost here, let's see how the West is shaping up. You look at the Rockets. Right now they've compiled the 3rd best record in the conference. And, of course, Oklahoma City, 2 games back.
And you know, Houston, as talented a team as they are, has performed at a very high level this season. Everything's gone according to plan up to this point.
Yeah, Greg, already the focus has started to turn to the postseason and what they need to do to make a run at the championship.
And love the muscle Anthony brings to the 3 spot. Takes pride in outworking everyone when he's that deep inside. Well, most figured Melo would go to the Rockets after the buyout trade to Atlanta last summer. He's playing for a coach he used to butt heads with in New York with Mike D'Antoni. Melo has some proving to do this year, whether he wants to acknowledge it or not.
As many expected him to, Carmelo Anthony choosing to opt into his contract, but his stay in Oklahoma City still came to an end.
You know, it was pretty clear that Melo and the team just didn't mesh. OKC made the choice to let him go and save on the luxury tax. Melo might not be worth max money anymore, but he could still be a factor with this team. Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
And a good time here to go over our 2K leaderboard and see which point guards have had the hottest hand at the free throw line over the last 10 games. Second, Chris Paul.
He's been a model of consistency at the free throw line all season. He's as dependable up there as he is on the floor at any given moment.
Here's Abrinas. He has 5. In the corner, George with it. Back to Abrinas. Pass to Westbrook. Just 5 to shoot. Patterson, that's good. Patterson's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
Love the attitude of Westbrook. Continues to improve at running the offense and finding ways to create opportunities for his teammates.
Now, here is Harden. He has 5.
Look, it hasn't happened yet, but he's got time to find his rhythm. And if he does, they can turn this thing around quick.
Here's George. And again, it's Oklahoma City.
And the mid-range jumper really right in George's comfort zone. When he isn't blowing by guys and finishing at the rim, he's knocking that one down with consistency.
And the foul called on Russell Westbrook. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game.
And that's already his 2nd foul. He may have to spend some time on the bench to stay out of early foul trouble.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. P.J. Tucker comes in for Marquise Chris. And it's Green in for Carmelo Anthony. And Oklahoma City with a change here, too. Felicio's checked in for Grant. Now, here's Capella. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against San Antonio. From 18 feet away. No good off the back of the rim.
I'll give him that shot again. He'll probably hit it. That's a good look.
Here's Abrinas, guarded by Harden. The 3 from George. It's hauled in by Clint Capella.
Well, he's having a tough go at it so far this quarter. Not much dropping for him.
Tucker can't get it to go.
Even that close to the bucket, that's a very tough finish in that kind of traffic.
Here's Abrinas, guarded by Harden. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. That's on Clint Capella. Chris, your team's battled Kobe Bryant many times. Name some of the players today who you think can compare mentally to the Kobe Bryants and the Michael Jordans, guys you played?
Oh, wow. Well, Kobe says he's seen it in Kyrie Irving and the Greek Freak and a few others. I've seen it in Westbrook and how hard he plays and KD. And I don't think Steph Curry's just this little nice, helpless guy out there on the court to shoot threes and turn around. He's one of those guys, too, that just wants to put that dagger into your heart with a deep three late in the game. So definitely Westbrook, KD, Curry, those guys come to mind for me.
Looking at who's out there now for the Rockets. Nene, he's checked in for Clint Capella. Ennis comes in for James Harden. And it's Brandon Knight in for Chris Paul.
And as great of a free throw shooter as he is, it's still a part of his game. He works very hard at it.
And now the first timeout called here for the Rockets.
And with the Tide running against them, needs to talk it over with his guys.
Man, they straight up and getting smoked over this stretch. They really need to refocus here.
And let's take a look now at the numbers for Abrinas. How his last 10 games have gone. He's averaging 10 points a game, 3 assists, and 3 rebounds. And the numbers won't wow you, but I like the effort he brings to the table each and every night.
Yeah, he hustles, does the little things, just a good complimentary guy who you need on your team.
Now here's Green. Boy, that win the other night against the Spurs, another guy who really showed up to play. Back to Tucker. Shoots over Schroeder. Another miss by Houston. And it's Oklahoma City's ball. They're on a 13-5 run. Back to Felton. Launches a three. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder. Felton's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Rockets trail by 11. And here is Knight. Green kicks to Ennis. Knight on the wing for 3. Up again. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
Schroeder against Knight. Now here's Schroeder. He's covered closely. Here's Abrinas. Kept alive. Kicks it out to Schroeder. Shoots over Tucker. And it comes off the front of the rim.
That's a nice defensive effort. Sticking right up on him. Affecting the shot.
Outside Knight. Outside Green. He goes up again. It's tipped. They get it back. And the shot's good from Nene. And it's Felton with the ball for Oklahoma City. 7-point differential. They're coming off that win against Minnesota.
You're going to win a lot of games when you can shoot the 3 ball the way they did in that one.
Oh, yeah. Once they started hitting, it was like an avalanche, even as the defense extended farther and farther out.
And as it goes out of bounds, Houston able to keep the ball here.
So close to getting the steal there, but the deflection equally as effective.
Oh, man. Yeah, he read it all the way. He got a jump on it. Very close.
Here's Green. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Bucket is good. And now just a 5-point Oklahoma City lead.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Felicio kicks it over to Schroeder. Back to Felicio. Pass to Patterson. Puts up a 3. It's good from long range. Patterson's got 6.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Schroeder against Knight. Kicks to Tucker. Knocks it loose. Out of bounds. Oklahoma City takes possession. We have a look at the Rockets organization, Chris. One of the best run teams people think in this league.
Oh, well, definitely. I mean, over a decade of winning basketball, they find ways to win, and they won't be satisfied till they win it all.
Oklahoma City leading by 8. 1:12 left to play here in the first. Oklahoma City moving the ball around. Patterson passes to Schroeder. Back to Patterson. Fires for three. The shot will not fall. And the Rockets take it the other way. Their last meeting was in Oklahoma City, where they were unable to fight off the Thunder.
And really a resounding loss the last time they matched up. They got absolutely manhandled on the boards.
Yeah, and I'll be interested to see how they respond. I mean, they lost the physical battle badly in that game. I'm sure that's still in their minds.
Clearly a foul.
The Thunder shooting their 5th and 6 free throws of the game. That free throw missing. That one misses.
Well, Kevin, the Western Conference Finals. I mean, the Rockets had the Warriors right where they wanted them. But due to the injury of Chris Paul, I mean, they helped open the door for the Dubs, but you got to play who's in front of you, and they won the last 2 games to take the series.
So it's the Rockets now, following the score by Oklahoma City.
Now, that's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Well, that takes physical ability, good timing, those 2 things that he possessed. Wow, what a sensational quarter from him. And as long as they have this lead, I'd keep going to him again and again and again and again.
Now here's Knight. The pass to Nene. Can't hit from in close.
Wow, he just does everything right there except hit the layup.
And so it's the Oklahoma City Thunder going into the break with a 10-point lead. They've done a lot of great work from long range. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. Chris Ball talks about the matchups he faces at the point guard.
Toughest position in the NBA night in and night out is the point guard position. You know, every night you look at the board, the coach is pretty much going to say, their team goes as such and such goes. You know what I mean? So that's the toughest part, and that's probably the funnest part, too, because it's competition.
And CP3, one of the most competitive players in the game.
It's an obsession with him, and you can see how hard he gets after it every time he takes the court.
And welcome back as we continue our Christmas Day matchup. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen so far from the Thunder, guys.
They've gotten that perimeter game going in that first, and for me, that was the difference.
Well, and not only in terms of building the lead, but now the defense has to extend itself. That leads to other opportunities.
E.J. Tucker is out there with Nene. Then there's Brandon Knight. Then there's Gerald Green. And it's Ennis in at the 3. That's the group starting the second quarter for the Rockets. When it comes to video review, C-Web, do you feel the NBA has done a good job of incorporating it into the flow of the game, or is there, in your opinion, still some work to be done in this regard?
There's a little work to be done. I mean, nothing's ever perfect, but I think they've done a great job. I mean, you want to get it right, and so there's going to be a little bit of an inconvenience sometimes in going back to it. The main thing for me is to make sure that it is as fast as possible, that you're not giving the team extra time to get together and to huddle up and to call plays. You're not taking the rhythm away from a team that just went on a 10-0 run, and now they have to sit on the side for 2 minutes in real time and see if this call is correct. So the speed that is done with the video review is the only thing I think that needs to be worked on, and that's going to be situation to situation. So I think the NBA is doing a really good job.
Good points. Now, here is Knight. After the miss from Dennis Schroeder, it's good, and the Thunder lead is cut down now to just 3 on the basket from Tucker.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Schroeder kicks to Noel. Over to the wing. Schroeder finds Noel. Kicks it out to Schroeder. 6 to shoot. And airballs the triple. That one was way off. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. Abrinas with a bucket. Abrinas has got 13.
And a good example there of why it's important to change ends quickly.
Yeah, talent in this league has it so that now pretty much every team can push the pace. You have to get back on defense.
Now here's Ennis. He's averaging a bit over 5 points a game.
And now taking a look at some numbers for Noel. Over the last month, he has been spectacular. First in steals, third in field goal percentage, and don't forget top 20 in the league in rebounds per game. He's got a great nose for the ball.
And as you said, #1 in steals this season. He's the sneakiest ball hawk in the league right now. Hide everything you've got because he's coming after you. Free throw drops for Ennis. So for the Rockets. Chris, he's checked in for P.J. Tucker. And Anthony subbed in for Green. Grant, he's checked in for Oklahoma City. Paul George comes in for Alex Abrinas. And he makes both free throws. The Thunder leading by 3. Schroeder passes to Noel. He kicks it to George. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. And he was one of many big names in free agency this past summer. Paul George, a huge part of that. But, you know, Greg, he didn't take long to make his decision.
Many expected George to maybe jump to the Lakers. Had been saying it was his dream to play in L.A. for over a year. But credit Westbrook and the Thunder. They won him over. He was one of the first signings in free agency to re-up with OKC.
And he makes the first. The Rockets making a switch here. Harden's checked in. And George drops them both.
And Paul George, a terrific two-way player, an all-star, an all-NBA performer, and multiple all-defense selections.
Harden kicks to Anthony. Pass to Nene. Anthony taking his time here. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Shot from 12. And there it is for him. Anthony's got 5 points so far. And Paul George has made it a goal to win Defensive Player of the Year.
I mean, he's got tremendous length and quickness, but really his pride at that end of the floor might matter even more. He just takes great pride in being a complete player.
Here's Schroeder after the made shot from Carmelo Anthony. And again, no good by Oklahoma City.
Well, you see the struggles he's having getting anything to go.
Yeah, but at the same time, you know if he can just break through this cold streak, he can give you what you need.
George against Anthony. And George, here we go. Good work defensively by Anthony. And here are the Rockets now. They're on a 13-4 run right now. Knight dishes to Nene. Chris. Not enough on that one as it misses.
Off target with what's what? Pretty good look from mid-range.
While we have the chance, we like to reveal the list of the past month's best fast break teams in the NBA. The Thunder in 4th.
They've been playing an exciting brand of basketball during that time. I mean, taking every chance to get out in the open floor.
Clint Capella, he's checked in for Houston. Paul comes in for Brandon Knight. And Oklahoma City also making a switch. Westbrook's checked in. Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. And here's George. He'll bring it up for Oklahoma City. They've led by as many as 11 points. Oklahoma City moving it around. Grant gets a wide open look. And again, no good by Oklahoma City.
A big mistake by the D, and they got away with it.
A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. 7 points for Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah, if you're playing in line Chris Paul, you better have your hands ready. If you're open, he'll find you, or you're going to get hit in the head.
Schroeder kicks to George. Back to Schroeder. Passes it to Grant. 6 on the shot clock. Schroeder outside. And again, Oklahoma City, no good.
It's been a really tough quarter for him. I mean, he cannot get his shots to drop.
The shot's good from Paul.
I'd like to see that quickness out of Paul. I mean, he's putting defenders in tough spots.
Thunder trailing by 3. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
And the basket is good. George has got 4 points now in the quarter. For Houston, they've gone 7 of 9 in their field goal attempts here in the second quarter. Pretty good offense. Pass to Carmelo. And here's Chris. And the layup's good off the glass. Chris has got the lead up to 3 now for the Rockets.
And this is where Chris does a considerable amount of damage. Feels comfortable taking those interior shots.
Now here's Westbrook. A 24-point outing in their last game against Minnesota.
Yeah, his big night wasn't limited to his offense. His steals numbers were way up there, and it was a special night for him in just about every way.
Rockets have gone 8 of 10 from the field here in the second quarter. You've got to like how they've shot the ball. Paul kicks to Capella. Now the pass to Harden. Shot clock at 6. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
And just a great second quarter for them after such a difficult first, bringing that field goal percentage up from below 30 and now with the lead.
And James Harden was crowned MVP after last season. Greg, hard to argue with that selection.
Harden has had a case to win an MVP award for several years now. Finally was able to be the clear choice this past season. Another great line on what is shaping up to be a Hall-worthy resume.
Mind the lanes. One shot.
And if James Harden has one signature move, it's got to be his step-back jumper. Something he's worked on for years. And like the sky hook or risk his fadeaway. It's becoming one of those iconic, unstoppable shots.
Now, here's Grant. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. The shot by George, no good. And Jeremy Grant picks up the foul. That's his first foul. Rockets leading by 3. And Chris, you look at Harden's step back, there's a real different rhythm to it, isn't there?
I mean, he covers a lot of ground with that gather step. I mean, some fans even wonder if it's a travel. But I guess it's legal. Tremendous footwork crafted over countless reps in the gym.
And that one's good. Schroeder.
And the feed from George couldn't be better. The timing, the placement, everything about that dish was pinpoint.
Harden against Schroeder. Harden finds Anthony. Lets the 3 fly. That's good from Chris on the assist by Anthony. Chris has got 7 points.
It was a tough first quarter for him, but it's been a different story here in the second.
Pass to Grant. Out left to the wing, to the middle. It's stolen by Capella. The feed to Anthony. And it's Anthony with the jam.
And what a smooth release on that shot. Melo is money in the bank from there.
Westbrook passes to Grant. And it's Schroeder in the corner outside Westbrook. Tries it from 19, and he nails the jumper. He's got 6.
And Westbrook is a terror from the mid-range. Terrific at sticking it to the defense from that spot on the floor.
Harden against Schroeder. Harden dishes to Paul. Over Westbrook. They get it back. Capella gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him.
Oh, man, Capella absolutely destroys the opposition on the offensive glass, using that gigantic body of his to snag down second chance opportunity.
Now, here's Westbrook. He's got 6. Back to Schroeder. Puts up a 3. Rockets with the rebound. Capella's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
It's clear this just isn't his night. I mean, if they're going to keep him on the floor, I think his best role would be to be a decoy.
Defensively, this is what you know. He's coming off a hot game and looking to keep it rolling.
Yeah, but here's the problem. They play team ball. So if you pay him too much attention, that just leaves other guys open, and it's too difficult of an adjustment to make.
6 to shoot. Here's Grant. Noel trying to break loose. Grant, that's good. Grant's got his 2nd bucket of the game to go. And it's Harden with the ball for the Rockets. Paul outside. Back to Harden. The tray. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Paul's got 3 assists now in this one. Thunder trailing by 10. Timeout is called. First of the game for the Thunder.
I mean, you look at Chris Paul, he didn't play in the last 2 All-Star games, but he's a top 15 player in this league.
Houston making some changes. P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for Marquise Chris. Ennis comes in for Carmelo Anthony. And it's Gerald Green in for Paul. The Thunder also changing it up. Felicio's checked in for Noel. Patterson comes in for Grant. And Abrinas subbed in for Dennis Schroeder. They get the rebound. Here's Felicio. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
And you just hate to give up those second chance points.
It can be discouraging, frustrating, but you only have yourselves to blame. Box out.
And Chris Paul, all-NBA first or second team just about every single season. And perennial first-team all-defense.
But get this, only 3 point guards in league history have averaged 18 points, 10 assists, 4 rebounds, and 2 steals for an entire season. Russell Westbrook, he did it once, Isaiah twice, and Chris Paul 5 times.
The first one falls.
Well, look, I love how Harden does a little bit of everything. Aggressive scorer, solid rebounder, superb passer, and he's also improving on the defensive end.
He's perfect from the line this time.
Yeah, nice job of drawing the contact and creating opportunities at the line.
Outside Westbrook. The 10-footer. Again, the Thunder score.
And it's the fearlessness of Westbrook. It's really refreshing to watch. When he's deep inside, he just goes right at you.
Now here's Ennis. 5 points in the game. Kicks it to Harden. The tray. It's hauled in by George. George has got 4 rebounds now tonight. It's stolen by Green. Oh, and a fast break for the Rockets. And it's Green slamming it down.
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game.
Well, there's a swagger out there. You can see it on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either. Now here's Ennis. And Ennis slams it in.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
Yeah, guys, and the finish is the perfect capper. I mean, taking it all the way to the 10.
Felicio with the bucket.
And despite the hot start from beyond, they've gotten away from shooting the triple.
Green kicks to Harden. They grab their own miss. Tucker. And that's good. A nice job in the glass as they pick up 2 on the second effort.
He's finally got into rhythm here in the second. His shooting percentage has taken a nice jump.
Passes to Patterson. Oklahoma City moving it around. Clock at 6. Here's Aprinas. Misses the 3.
He had 1 3-pointer in the first, but still searching for that second.
Here's Green. Felicio with a rebound. Felicio's got his 4th rebound in this one. That's good. The Houston lead is cut down now to just 10 points with that basket from Westbrook.
Nice rim protection, and it's still not enough to keep him from getting a layup.
James Harden getting it done for the Houston Rockets. He put together quite a quarter, 13 points in all, and he looks to be planning for more. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Kevin, thanks. New Orleans, you guys had a tough time stopping their offense in the first half. What do you have to do differently?
You know, we got to protect the paint. They're getting way too many easy baskets. You know, that's us communication on front and the post and, you know, just communicating a lot more.
We'll see if those changes stick. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Boy, what a crowd joining us here for our halftime report. I'm Ernie Johnson alongside Kenny the Jet Smith and the Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal. Some struggles for Houston in the first quarter. They tried to get their legs under them and establish at least a little momentum, and at their lowest point in the period, they were facing an 11-point deficit. They had a massive shift, though, as they flipped a switch in the second quarter and began to take charge of the game and now have a 10-point lead. What a turn of events. What'd you think, Shaq, about the first half we saw from the Rockets?
You know what, Ernie? I got to stand up on this one. I salute to their bench. Man, once the starters came out, man, the others just came to life. You got to love seeing that kind of contribution come from the others. Man, they look beautiful tonight.
And over to Kenny. Your thoughts on the Thunder?
I think they're giving this game away because of their turnovers. I mean, you may not control everything that happens out there, but you do control how much you value each possession. I think coming out of the break, they need to be more efficient to close the gap in the score.
And now with the second half about to get underway, let's send you back courtside. See you, everybody, with Kevin Harlan.
Welcome back, everyone. The sign says, "We love Houston." I think it speaks for all of us. And we've got third quarter of basketball for you. 2 quarters in the books. A fantastic game from Harden in this one.
Yeah, what a shot in the arm he gave them in that first half. The 3-ball just kept falling.
Oh, well, and credit Coach for repeatedly calling his number, because if it ain't broke, don't mess with it.
Houston leading by 10. So the Thunder 5 right now. The 4 and the 5 are Grant and Noel. On the wings, Aprinas and George. And it's Westbrook in at the point. Now, here's Capella. Anthony kicks to Harden. Just 5 to shoot. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Harden.
And a moment here to see the numbers for Paul. 2nd in assists, 2nd in free throw percentage, and he's a defensive ball hawk. You can't let your guard down. Remember, he's 10th in the league in steals per game.
And going back to him being 2nd in assists, it's his ability to control the pace of the game, his peripheral vision. That makes him such a great floor leader. Noel finds Grant. Outside, George. And with that one, the lead is trimmed to single digits. George has got the first points to start out the third quarter for the Thunder. Harden the pass to Capella, and the dunk by Capella.
Man, he's superb at finding open teammates. Harden, I love how he looks to shed a rock.
And it's Westbrook with the ball. He brings it up for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Next up, they'll face the Suns. That'll be in Phoenix. And that game will be game 2 of 3 straight on the road. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
And defensively, this is the opposite of how you want to start the second half.
Yeah, I mean, you spend all that time in the locker room trying to get mentally prepared. Then you come out and give up that? Nah.
One shot.
And Russell Westbrook, he is a standard bearer for the Jordan brand with his own signature shoe, Greg. Few players have ever been as competitive as Michael Jordan, but you think Westbrook may be in that conversation?
No doubt about it. The similarities don't end there. The surreal athleticism, the will to dominate, and that fight, finding grudges to motivate them to their highest level. I think there's a kinship in how MJ and Russ approach the game.
Now Capella. James Harden missing on the 3. Anthony with it. He's got 9. Shoots over Grant. The shot by Anthony, no good.
They haven't gotten their legs back. Just 1 for 4 to start the second half.
Pass to Abrinas. Fires for 3. That falls. Nice feed that time from George. Abrinas has got 16.
It's big for them when he's hitting the 3. I mean, he makes the D work a lot harder.
Anthony kicks to Paul. Over Westbrook. And it's Paul missing.
They're having trouble getting going here in the second half. I mean, that's their 4th miss in 5 attempts.
George with the bucket.
They are on fire right now. That's 4 straight makes.
Houston in the lead. Well, we're into the 3rd quarter, just over 2.5 minutes played. Harden, no good.
And look, if he can start turning some of these misses into makes, their lead is going to take a big jump.
Right side, George. And it's George finishing it off.
And guys, when George gets cooking, you are in for a long night. He's just fantastic at finding different ways to score.
Now a timeout called by Houston.
And not surprising, obviously unhappy with the lack of response from his team.
Well, the pace right now, that's being dictated to them. They have to try to get it back to their tempo, to their style of game.
Nene, he's checked in for Houston. And Oklahoma City also making a switch. Felton's checked in. And the pass to Nene. Paul finds Nene. The 3 from Anthony. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. George has got 6 rebounds in the game. Pass to Westbrook. 3rd quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. George with no one around. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. Now it's a 3-point Oklahoma City lead. Westbrook against Paul. Harden outside. They could use a bucket. Sinks the triple. Harden's got it all tied up now for the Rockets.
Adding to his 3-point total on the night. He had 3 in the first half. Now he's got his first one here in the second.
Felton kicks to Westbrook. Passes it to George. Over Anthony. The Rockets pull it in. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. Paul with the 3, and another 3 for Houston.
Now, being able to dribble into a good shot is a CP3 special. His pull-up jumper game is tremendous.
Now, here's George. 18 points for him.
And he shows us all what the breakaway rim was invented for.
Can you believe he almost brought the whole thing down by hanging on that long? Here's Chris. They lead by 1. From the top of the key, and Westbrook gets it to go on the assist by Felton. 15 points for Russell Westbrook.
Well, that lead's only going to keep growing if he keeps shooting it like he has so far.
Paul kicks to Anthony. It's not going to go for him. George with the defensive effort. Here's Felton. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. Felton's got 5 points so far.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Rockets trail by 3. Al Paul, 5 points in the game. This one for 3, knocked away.
Yeah, but the defenders draped all over him. He just could not shake loose.
He had a nice open look right there. And it's 8 points for Raymond Felton.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Now a timeout called by Houston. Without question, George is playing his skills today.
Oh, he's tearing them to shreds, and I'm sure the only thing they're talking about in this timeout is what to do about him.
For the Rockets, P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for Marquise Chris. Gerald Green comes in for Carmelo Anthony. And Knight subbed in for James Harden. Dennis Schroeder's checked in for Oklahoma City. The offensive rebound, and it's sent back by George.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
Grant surveying the D, pass to George. Over Green. George, no good. Rockets trail by 6. Feeds to Tucker. Inside, here's Paul. They can't stop the run with that one.
And out of rhythm offensively, but he continues to work at it.
I mean, truth is, if you play long enough, sometimes you're going to have a bad quarter, even a bad game. I doubt that this shakes his confidence.
Schroeder outside. He kicks to Grant.
Switch.
Outside, George. And there's the pass to Schroeder. 6 to shoot. Nice jump shot from the top of the key. And the Thunder lead by 8. Rockets shooting for the game at 42%. Timeout called the Rockets.
Well, Dennis Schroeder showed he can handle high usage in an offense. Was the first option for the Hawks this past season. Even with defenses keyed in on him, he was able to average right around 20 points.
Ennis, he's checked in for Paul. And then for Oklahoma City, Felicio comes in for Noel. And it's Patterson in for Grant. On defense, Oklahoma City. Now here's Knight. Outside, Green. The shot from the low post is good. Green's got 6 points. And with Schroeder, he said he learned how to deal with all that extra defensive attention.
And being able to stay productive when dealing with the best opposing defender goes a long way in the NBA. Schroeder also managed to cut down on his turnovers while taking on more of a playmaker role. Strong year for him offensively, and I wouldn't be surprised if he continues to grow as a player.
Good movement there, and the lead pass was right where it needed to be.
Here's George. 20 points for him.
And it doesn't even matter that he's surrounded on that possession. He's got the size to pull those boards down anyway.
Tucker, the pass to Green. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. And just who is providing all the playmaking here tonight? Let's look at the breakdown between the front and back court for Houston.
And their guards are taking on the majority of the passing and assisting for the team. Just as you might expect, the bigs doing their part by getting to good spots inside and making themselves available.
The first free throw is good. Both free throws good from Green. Oklahoma City's gotten the three ball working for them in the second half. They've hit 3 out of 3 shots from long range. Here's George. Here's Felicio. Basket counts. Felicio's got 6 points. And so it's Houston with it, trailing by 4. Knight with it. Now guarded by Schroeder. Knight kicks to Green. He feeds it to Nene. Just 4 to shoot. Here's Ennis. And there's the call on Nene. That is his first foul of the game. And Oklahoma City making a change here. Abrinas is checked in. Oklahoma City leading by 4. And here's Schroeder. He averages more than 12 points a game. That's some dependable production. Here's George. And they pick up 2. George has got 13 points here in the second half alone.
He has them reeling. They haven't had an answer for him this quarter.
Knight kicks to Ennis. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Here's Abrinas. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
And how's that for a move? The killer crossover. It's a thing of beauty.
On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe. And the Rockets making a change here. Capella's checked in.
One shot, gentlemen.
And here's Knight. He'll bring it up for Houston. Kicks it to Capella. Pass to Tucker. And some nice passing there by Houston. Green dishes to Capella. Over Felton. No good off the back of the rim.
You can't be missing shots like that in the post. That'll get you a spot on the bench.
Passes to Schroeder. Teardrop shot, and it's good on the layup. Abrinas has got the lead up to 11 now for Oklahoma City.
Oh, look at the soft touch on the teardrop.
Knight finds Capella. Over in the corner, Green. Pass to Capella. To end the run. He takes it up and lays it in. Capella's got 6 points.
And it's clear why Capella shoots at such a high percentage. I mean, because he picks good shots to take inside.
The pass to Patterson. To the right side. Schroeder kicks to Patterson. George passes to Abrinas. Tries again. That shot off the mark. Good work defensively by Capella. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Knight, that's a 2-pointer. Paul George grabs the miss.
The defense is doing just enough to bother him on the jump.
There's 45 seconds left in the third quarter of the game, and we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there. And so it's Oklahoma City with it. Schroeder passes to George. Just 5 on the clock. From downtown, Can't hit that one. And it's Houston the other way. Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Tucker dishes to Green. Ennis with the ball. 7 points in the game. Tucker. Kept alive. Right side, Green. Knight taking his time here. Had the space there, but it's offline. Here's Schroeder. The Thunder with another miss. Paul George, he's been the guy making things happen for the Oklahoma City Thunder. And of everything he's doing well, it's his scoring that you point to first. Already 22 points in this game. And we'll be right back after this. Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game, and it's presented as always by State Farm.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Yeah, he put it on a platter, and it was served cold. Now, I love the poise, the decisiveness. This is how you run an offense.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. Oklahoma City leading by 9. Gerald Green out there with Harden. Then it's Ennis. Then it's Clint Capella. And it's Tucker in at the power forward. That's the 5 for Houston right now.
Whether he's attacking the basket or squaring up from long range, Westbrook is always dangerous.
And here's Harden following Russell Westbrook's 3. And Tucker kicks to Capella. Back to Tucker. Houston needs to get a shot off. And the dunk by Capella.
Oh, Capella is just fantastic at dunking it home, leaving no mistake on these kinds of chances near the hoop.
And it's Patterson finishing it off.
Oh, terrific pass work. That shot's a lot easier after an assist like that.
Houston making some changes. Chris comes in for P.J. Tucker. And Carmelo Anthony has subbed in for Ennis. And Oklahoma City with a change here, too. Nerlens Noel checks in for Dennis Schroeder.
One shot, gentlemen.
Now Harden. He kicks it to Capella. Dishes to Carmelo. Pass to Chris. And stolen by Patterson. George passes to Abrinas. To the left side wing. Oklahoma City moving it around. Patterson finds Westbrook. Puts it up from 12. Gets a hand on it. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. And the Thunder lead by 15.
Oh, a nice tip in to salvage the points from that missed shot.
Yeah, and those second chance points can add up. Kicks it out to Harden. Passes it to Chris for the 3. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. Harden's got 3 assists now in this one.
And it's crucial that Chris makes that shot. Big men like him are expected to possess an outside jumper nowadays.
Now here's Noel. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. To the middle. Here's Harden. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Harden's got 23 points.
Oh, well, that's tricky. Trying to stop Harden without fouling, that might be one of the most difficult tasks in sports.
Pass to Patterson. We're in the fourth quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone. Kicks it to George. Rockets with the rebound. Outside Anthony. The pass to Harden. Off the mark, had a chance to trim it to single digits. Here's George. And that one drops. George has got 15 points here in the second half.
And he can smell blood in the water. Excellent finish.
Oh, you're up by double digits. They're trying to keep the momentum, keep the foot on the neck. That's his focus right now.
Now here's Westbrook. Look at the clock. A little under 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth. Over to the wing. They double him with Green. From deep three-point range, they get it back. Patterson. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Yeah, how about the body control on that one? Narrowly misses getting the deuce.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
And the first one drops.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
Chris Paul's checked in for Houston. And a switch here also for Oklahoma City. Grant, he's checked in for Alex Abrinas. And Patterson drops them both.
What an advantage for a big man to have, that smooth stroke at the line.
Rockets trail by 14. Here's Paul. Ball's knocked loose. Here's Harden. Got a piece of it. And here is Patterson. The shot's good on the assist by George. George has got his 8th assist in the game.
Beautiful lead pass. The finisher never has to break stride.
Now here's Paul. At the top of the key, Capella. Outside Anthony. Nails the wide open jump shot. And so Westbrook will bring it up for Oklahoma City. They lead by 14. George against Anthony. The shot. No good from Grant.
It's been a rough game for him, but it won't sting too bad as long as they hang on to the lead.
And here we go with Westbrook running it up the court. And the dunk by Westbrook.
Yeah, getting theirs before the defense can set up.
That's just the aggressiveness of transition, making sure they come away with points.
Now, here is Harden. Chris kicks to Harden. Lays it in without an inch of room around him. Harden's got 25 points.
And that's just tremendous dribbling from Harden. I mean, he has the ball on the string, the handles, weaving around any defender in his way.
Drills it from outside.
A tough first half, but it's been a different story here since the break.
Rockets trail by 17.
And even against defense as tight as that, you almost expect him to still bury those. And low percentage look on that one. Not sure what he was thinking.
Sometimes you get a little outside of yourself. You have to be a little more disciplined.
Now here's Anthony. From deep. And Westbrook pulls it down. Westbrook's got 6 rebounds here tonight. And there's Paul George on the assist by Westbrook. Westbrook's got 5 assists in the game. Westbrook against Paul. Harden left side. The 17-footer goes down. Harden's got 9 points now in just the second half.
Oh, I love how Harden pulls once he gets the ball. If you play off him just a little bit, it'll cost you.
And Patterson kicks to George. Pass to Grant. Fires from deep. And the rebound goes to the Rockets. Capella's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. From 10 feet out. The shot by Anthony, no good.
And he's just a tough defender. Good positioning to get after that shot.
Well, not all defenses are constructed to protect the mid-range area. Nicely done that time.
And we may have an injury here that does not look good.
And boy, this really doesn't look good. That just the way it happened.
I'm not a doctor, but nothing about that play screams minor injury. Obviously, this could be a real concern.
And the Thunder with some changes. Felicios checked in for Noel, and Alex Abrinas subbed in for Patrick Patterson. Oklahoma City leading by 17. Puts it up from 12 and off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him. 22 points for Russell Westbrook. Harden outside. An easy 2 points on the layup.
Good luck in stopping Harden tonight. Another classic performance from the ultimate scoring machine.
Westbrook kicks to Abrinas. On the wing, George. Good on the shot. George has got 9 points in the quarter.
Strong work for him at the offensive end, helping them to maintain that lead.
Now here's Harden, guarded closely. Down low, kicks it out to Paul, fires the three, hits it from three-point range.
Important that Paul is effective with the three-point shot. I mean, he forces the D out on him, and that opens up other parts of the floor.
Now here's Westbrook. They grab their own miss. Passes it to George. Bangs home the trifecta. George has got 34.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
Harden outside. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Love how Harden attacks the basket when he's close by. Just relentless in finding ways to get himself to the line.
For Houston, James Harden. Taking 2 shots.
Shooting 2, gentlemen.
And he knocks down the first one. And so he makes both from the line.
Wow, they've made every free throw here in the second half.
Oklahoma City leading by 17. Westbrook kicks to George. A quick shot there, and it's off target. And so it's Harden bringing it up for Houston. Anthony, no one around. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot.
And the shooting form of Anthony, just perfect. He's dangerous with the catch and shoot and just terrific at scoring when in rhythm.
Now here's Westbrook and George with the stuff.
And he pulls off the Houdini to make that catch and slam it through.
Stupendous alley-oop. And a tremendous Unleash Chaos replay coming to you courtesy of Under Armour Hover Havoc. Time now for an injury report. And let's get an injury update on Nerlens Noel with David Aldridge.
Hi, Kevin. I chatted briefly with the head athletic trainer for the Thunder. He told me that in his opinion, the injury does not appear to be too serious. He won't play any further tonight, obviously, and will be out for quite a while. Kevin, back to you.
All right, David, thanks for checking in and letting us know how he's doing.
And let's just hope that he doesn't have any setbacks during his recovery.
Fingers crossed, and hopefully it's nothing but good news from now on when David gives us updates on him.
Now, here is Harden looking for Anthony and gets it there. Up top, Capella. Harden kicks to Anthony. Shot clock at 5. Lets it go with a 3. And again, it's the Rockets from deep.
And Anthony is certainly capable of sinking the triple. The D has to respect that quick release and get out on it.
And the foul on Harden. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul.
Here's Abrinas. Pass to Felicio. Abrinas kicks to Westbrook.
Rockets foul. Chris Paul. That's his third personal foul. Shooting for Oklahoma City, Russell Westbrook, taking 2 shots.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
That one is off. And he can't make the second free throw either, missing both. Rockets trail by 14. Harden left side. Back to Anthony. Chris, in football, you have the franchise tag. It allows a team to keep a superstar by delaying his free agency. Would that work in the NBA?
I'm not sure if that would work in the NBA. It would be what else would reward this player in the franchise tag? Does it allow freedom for other players to come? I think that we're going to have to address some of these issues as time goes on, especially in a place like Golden State where they have so many great players there. But one of the great things about the NBA is the freedom of movement, and I don't think that we've seen really any teams get hurt too bad by the superstar leaving if they've acknowledged he's going to leave and made a trade for him. It is when that they don't acknowledge, a la Orlando with Shaq, a la a couple of other teams, and they don't acknowledge that this guy may leave, that you truly end up with nothing. So I'm not sure about that franchise tag yet, Kev. The NBA is doing great. Players are moving around, and we're going to need some other teams to combat the dominant team overall.
And so he hits both. The Thunder leading by 12. Outside, George. Out to the right wing. And there's a whistle. That's going to go on James Harden. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot 2.
At the line for 2.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
First free throw is good. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. Pro basketball is one of the few sports where awards are league-wide, C-Web, and not divided by conference. Or if the NBA should consider giving out separate awards, for the East and the West.
Kev, I don't know about Eastern and Western Conference, but I do believe that there should be an offensive MVP. I do believe there should be a difference between MVP and maybe the best player in the league, because how do we define some of these things? So I do think we can tinker with some of the awards, but East and West, I'm not really sure with. I think it should always be about the best out of the total number of teams and conferences.
Yeah, good perspective. And it's Harden with the ball for Houston. Now the dish to Paul. Anthony kicks to Harden. The Rockets again can't hit.
With all these three-pointers he's missed in the first half, he's become a weight around their neck. Somebody tell this guy to be more unselfish?
Here's Abrinas. So no problem for Oklahoma City as they get the win. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much. Paul, I know it's a team game, but it looked like you really wanted to put your fingerprints on this game tonight. What's the mindset there?
I did. I wanted to start, the second half off with a lot of energy. And, I wanted to make it a focus for myself that, I wouldn't let teams, take things away from me. So I just want to step it up and up it up a level.
Really involved in the game tonight, Paul. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Chris Webber, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. So long.